Alright guys, so this is the video that's going over the third page of the exam review. So this is questions 24 through 29. Oh, I'm sorry, 24 through 41. Alright, so describe the end behavior. So what's here in blue underneath each of these problems, that's going to be given to you. So all you have to do is fill in the y with positive infinity or negative infinity. All we look at is this first term. We don't care about anything else. Notice that the very first term is positive, so the second one is positive, and then it's an even exponent, so therefore they match. So even, they match. Odd exponent, they're going to be opposite. Okay, so this one, again, positive, so this one's positive, but it's odd, so this one's going to be negative. 26, it's positive, and then it's odd, so this one has to be different, so it's negative. They have to be opposites. The next one, we're positive and we're even, so they're both the same. 28, we're positive and odd, so that would be the solution. So negative infinity and then positive infinity. Next one, we're negative here, so the second one is negative, and it's uneven, so they match. So they're both negative. All right, number 30. Okay, so on number 30, we've got the cube root of 500, x to the 8th, y to the 5th. All right, so first thing, start with your number. So 500, we're going to break this up into 5 and 100. Again, it doesn't matter what you break this up into. You can break it up into really anything, that or any of the factors. This is cube root, so we're looking for triples. So I have 5, 5, and 5. So 5 is going on the outside, and I got a 2 and a 2 left over. So 4 is going on the inside. X to the 8th. So we're going to draw out 8 x's. I need 3's. I got 2 pairs, so x squared, with 2 left over, so x squared. Y to the 5th, so I'm going to draw out 5 y's. I got 1 pair, and then I have 2 left over. So here is my solution. All right, 31, square root of 80 r squared, so 80. So 5 and 16, 4 and 4, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. It's square root, so we're looking for pairs. We've got 2 of them, so multiply them. So we have 4 on the outside. 5 is the leftover. And then r squared would just be r, because you'd have 2 of them and you'd just have 1 pair. So 4r radical 5. 32, so we have cube root of 875, x to the 6th, y to the 5th, z to the 3rd. All right, and it's cube root, so 875. So I always think anytime it's something ends in 75, 25, 50, I think of quarters, because that to me is just easier. So this would be, if I had quarters, I would need 35 of them to make $8.75. So I'm going to break these up. And again, I need triples. I got 3 5s, so 5 is going to go on the outside. And I know that my leftover goes on the inside. So x to the 6. So if I have 6 of these, we got 3 and 3, so I got 2 pairs. So x squared, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So I got 1 set of y's on the outside and 2 left over. And then z to the 3rd, I got 1 group of 3. So here's my solution. All right, 33, we've got square root of 112, a to the 4th b squared. So start with 112. So 112 is going to break down into 16 times 7, and then we break 16 down. We're looking for pairs. So we've got 2 pairs, so 4 goes on the outside. My leftover goes on the inside. A to the 4th, pair and a pair, so a squared, and then b is just 1 pair, so b. 4a squared b cube root or square root of 7. All right, 34, 245 m to the 3rd p and q squared. So 245, I'm going to break this up into 5 and 49, 7 and 7. Looking for pairs, so 7's on the outside, 5's on the inside. M to the 3rd, again looking for pairs. So we got one pair and one left over. P is just by itself, so it stays under. And if I have two Q's, that makes one pair for the outside. All right, last one, cube root of 375x squared. Again, this ends in 75, so think quarters. So it would take 15 quarters to make $3.75. Break this up. I'm looking for groups of 3. So 5 on the outside, leftovers on the inside. X squared, I got one pair. So this is, I'll write this a little better. 5x square root of 3. All right, 36. All right, so this gets distributed. So we have 3 to the 4th, and then x to the 3rd raised to the 4th. So power to a power, we multiply. And then all I have to do is figure out what 3 to the 4th is, which is 81. So 81x to the 12th. Here we're multiplying, so you just add 9 plus 4. So we're just going to add those. So that gives me 13, and then I'm just multiplying it by this, so add 5 to that. So this ends up being x to the 18th. All right, 38. So my original problem was this. So start with the x's. When we divide, we subtract. So I'm left with just x because 2 minus 1. And then we'd have 5 minus 2, which is to the 3rd. Again, the 5 gets distributed, so 4 to the 5th, and then power to a power, you multiply. So x to the 0, or anything to the 0, is just 1. So this would just be 4 to the 5th, which 4 to the 5th is 10,024 times 1. So that just gives me 10,024. Ooh. All right, number 40. All right, so 12x to the 8th, 5x to the 5th, all over 4x to the 11th. All right, so we're going to start with our numbers. So 60, and then we're going to add the 8 plus 5, gives me 13. Now, divide your numbers. 60 divided by 4 is 15. And if I divide these, I just subtract them, and it would give me 15x squared. To get rid of the negative, we put it on the bottom of our fraction. And now we're going to simplify. So we're going to distribute that 4. So 3 to the 4th in one of the other problems we found was 81. And then power to a power, you multiply. So 1 over 81x to the 8th. All right, on to the next